Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the British Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank, the Chieftain T95. Now this is a proper old school medium tank nowadays because it first came out when they did the Centennial, and that was back when they did the 100 years of tanks ops that they did. It's a Chieftain hull with the American T95 turret, and it's got this 90mm gun on it. So because it's got the Chieftain hull, it's not the quickest in the universe. It only goes up to 42 kilometers an hour. It's not really got that much armor either, to be perfectly honest. It has the Chieftain heavy tank hull, right, which has a ricochet auto angle type front plate, but it's got a fat lower plate that's easy to pen. Side-on wise, it can side scrape, but it does get penned a lot quite easily. It's got a big cupola on top of this turret, which is easy to hit when you hold down. And, well, the turret face, in terms of its armour, does have angles, which ricochets a decent amount of shots. For a long time, this tank was not very good. It really wasn't, because the gun handling wasn't as good as it should have been, really. The DPM wasn't there. The gun handling just didn't feel that great at times. And add to that the fact that this tank was fairly slow as well. It was just not a very good medium tank, which is why you basically never see the Centennial anymore. Same as this version of the tank as well. But they did buff the tank very, very recently. In fact, it was, what, last week or the week before? And they gave it some very, very nice changes. So what did they change in the Chieftain T95? Well, they buffed the accuracy from 0.36 to 0.33, aim time from 2.2 to 1.8, reload from 7.53 to 6.8, and penetration from 202 to 221 with 268 premium pen instead of 238. You can see the changes are massive for this tank. The gun handling buffs are fantastic. The DPM buff is really, really nice. As you can see, 5 seconds when it's fully pimped out is really goddamn good for 240. So the gun handling at 1.8 seconds now on the aim time is really, really nice, as well as having pretty good accuracy. And the penetration buff is massive again. 221 pen standard is lovely for a tier 8 medium tank. And the fact that you now have 268 pen on the premium means you can actually deal with a lot of the tier 10s, which is glorious, because before the premium pen did struggle with some of the tier 10s, and it was deeply frustrating. This is one of those things. This is one of those tanks that has needed love for quite a while, and the love has been beautiful for it, and has really helped it to perform quite nicely. Is it the best medium tank out there at tier 8 now? No, but it's far more competitive, which makes it far more fun to play. Which is the whole point of balancing these tanks. It's not to make them the next crazy OP tank. It's just to make it so it's actually competitive. You can take the tank out and feel like, yeah, I can do all right in this matchup, right? So yeah, in terms of a crew, on the Chieftain T95, I do run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Track Mechanic, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Camouflage Expertise. I run the 3 gun perks just to help the gun handling as much as possible. Really, you could probably not... You don't really have to run something like Snapshot anymore because the gun handling changes have been so nice for it. That's really down to you. You could run something else, like one of the other camo perks, or off-road driving to help with the ground resistances and stuff, or rapid aim to make the turret traverse better, anything really. And in terms of equipment, I do run the advanced loader, the vertical stabilizers, and optics. Vert stabs, again, to help the gun on turning the turret and on the hull rotation. Again, you might not have to run that now with the gun handling. I just still do it because the strength of the tank nowadays is the gun now, and I want to make it as good as it humanly can be. So I run the vertical stabilizers. Obviously loader, because you always want to make your DPM 10% better, and optics to be able to swap for myself and have pretty damn decent view range and, you know, get good assistance damage. So in this first game, we are on Erlenberg, and it's been a bit of a weird game. We're in a tier 10 lobby, and we pushed to this position at H9. Now, I did play this on stream, so you can go back and watch it on one of the streams. And, well, it was the Reforged stream I did about two streams ago or something like that. You'll be able to see what I was thinking at the time, because you'll see a moment at the start where we turn around, look at the team and go, oh. And that's because usually a lot of the team go to these this flank, this 9 line, but no one really did. There was like 4 of us, 3 of us, and pretty much their whole team came here. But they didn't push us. And you've seen what has happened when a team dilly-dallies, essentially. They dithered on the flank, stayed on the ridges to try and snipe, and because we were in a position to spot them, same as 2 or 3 of the other guys, and we could keep shooting them, and they dithered about coming to fight us, they basically got absolutely trounced. It's what happens when you give up complete map superiority. They should have put, the moment they got after us, they should have pushed us, came after us with all they had and tried to get rid of us, but they didn't, and well, the enemy team has basically died. And we finished the game with 3.5k damage, 1400 assistance, the 4 kills as well. A really nice game in a tier 10 lobby for the Chieftain T95. Finished with the victory. Good amount of credits, the ace tanker, and 2,035 base XP. A really nice game for the Chieftain T95 in a tier 10 lobby. And again, it's just one of those weird games where their team just didn't push. We should have been dead on that flank, really quite easily, because my whole team basically pushed around the other way. But we weren't, and you know what? We'll take it. We're on to the second game, and the second game is a tier 10 lobby yet again, and we are going to go to the ridgeline on highway, because that's what you do from this flank. This flank is all about having snipers on the ridge at DE 8 or 9. That ridge there, you know what I'm talking about. Having snipers there that can shoot the people that go across into the K line, and then they can also rotate round to shoot the people that come to towards your cap, because the people have to cross big open spaces to get to your cap, so it's really easy to defend from this ridge line. You do have to be careful though with the amount of destructible cover in there that people can take cover from and cap your base, but apart from that, you can just defend your base really easily from this spot. And then it's about winning the town as well. So you win the town, you push out, you basically win the town and don't push out. You win the town, win this side of the map, and then cut back to defend your base or go across the A-B line. Because, quite frankly, pushing out of the town, and especially if they have 3 or 4 snipers that sit in their cap around the destructible buildings, yeah, it's pretty deadly. They basically can shoot you a lot of the times without getting spotted, and it turns into, well, you get trashed. It's best to win the town and then come back to defend your base. It's just the sad way that highway spawns are. I mean, it used to be a lot better with the spawns on highway, because we all spawn in one position here on this flank, and that is a B7, B8. They spawn at, like, GF2 and at JK23. So they get good spawns to get to the town, and they get good spawns to get to their ridges along the 2 line. Whereas we basically only get the spawns that help us take the town and just go straight down the 9-0, essentially. Most of the time, when anybody pushes straight across the AB line, they get farmed to poop by everybody that camps the ridge lines, and you just struggle to spot them. And also, that you don't really have anyone in a position that can actually cover, because, well, there's no one in render range, which makes it a problem too. Because they have to be really exposed to be in any sort of render range to shoot the people at B1, A1. To be honest, highway is one of those that I think the spawns do need to be adjusted again, where their whole team spawns basically in their cap, because that gives this team the ability to try and rush across to A, B1, 2, and gives them a little bit of a foothold if they want to take it. Because at this point, the enemy spawn is far better, because they can get a foothold in both the town and, as you can see, on the ridge lines that are directly in front of us right this second. So as you can see so far, we've had a pretty damn good game from this ridgeline, and it's just farming up as much as we can. We're up to 1,700 damage with 3.3k assistance. Just looking for the shot into the side of that E50M's turret. Lovely, goes straight in. Patriots now being aggressive and trying to push across into our cap. And as you can see, this is what happens generally to people that are in the cap when our team takes positions like they have. These really good defensive positions. The only thing that we haven't done at the minute, really, is actually push the town and clear the town out. Because there's 3 guys in the town at the minute, and I've just realised I've gone, oh god, that's actually an AVRE on my flank. Oh dear. We've got 3 guys in the town there. They've got 3 guys in the town, and their guys in the town are still pretty healthy at this point in time. Although, they are dying now, which is pretty decent. It's just something you've got to be aware of, to be honest, on this flank, or on this little ridgeline here, is if they do take the town, you're quite easy for them to shoot, which is why I say you've got to win the town as well. If you have people that can sit at this position at E9, also take people to A9 as well, and that's the perfect crossfire defense for this cap. You have to win the town, because you're an easy kill for people who do take the town, and it destroys your attempted defense of your cap pretty much. So it's something just to be careful of. So we're up to 3.1k damage so far, and we take our first few hits of the game there, because we overexpose a little bit too much to get shots into the M103, and there is an ISU 152 that actually managed to push up that far, and he gave us a big slap, and we got another shot from somewhere else. He actually has the 122mm gun, as you can see, because he only hit us for like 400. We get a nice shot into him, but this M103 is still pushing into a very dangerous position for himself. So we try and get a shot into the drive wheel to track it in place. Unfortunately, we don't end up tracking it, but we do damage his ammo rack. Put another shot into his side. Thankfully, he hits our upper plate, which ricochets, because the upper plate is an auto ricochet angle. And we are just working this M103 over with our fantastic DPM and absolute overkill detonate the ammo rack. Beautiful things. And currently we're 12-5 up. They only have 5 tanks left. They are 3 of them so far spotted with the ISU 152 here. We try and put a shot blind, but unfortunately it doesn't go. I thought that would look like it was pretty much where it was. So we get detected as we try and poke up to get a shot the two guys, or the 3 guys over there. But we end up getting detected, and it's like, nah, I'm not having an ISU slap me. I know he's got 122mm gun, but while I know he has the 122mm gun, I still don't want to chance it. But there we go. The ISU is actually running away the other way. And it's like, okay, well, Mr. ISU 152, I'll just get a free shot into your side there. Thank you very much. I think at this point, this guy's like, I'm just giving up, bro. And he's just gone. Now we get a nice shot into the side of the E50M. Again, it's always been attentive to what's going on everywhere, pretty much, because as soon as that ISU was dead, it was no celebrating the death of the ISU. It's time to get going. Get another shot into... We tried to get a shot into the T95 FV421, but we couldn't quite see it. We're up to 4.9k damage with 4.1k assistance. There's only one guy left on the enemy team. It's the medium tank that's in their base still at K3. And it's like, okay, there's 2 guys left over here that are chasing after him. There's a possibility I could actually get there and get some damage off and just make this game even better. Because he is at K2, which means he can pull all the way back into like K1 and stay safe, which gives me, as I said, gives me hope for actually getting there to get damage. I'm not going to go down and then up the ridgeline. What I'm actually going to do is try and get up and over this bridge, because it'll give me a bit of a flat elevation that should try and help me with my mobility. This is where obviously this tank does suffer just a little bit, because a lot of tanks that do 60 would be here a lot quicker, or even 55. We're struggling our way up this hill. Hopefully we'll get there. He's taken a fair few hits. We were fortunate that the Type 59-2 missed. We're coming over, see the cupola of the M40A2, pop the shot, and it misses. Sad times. But we do finish the game with a really nice victory. 2 kills, 4.9k damage, 4.2k assist. That's what, 9k combined. The Ace Tanker, the Confederate, 2.5k base XP in a tier 10 game for the Chieftain T95. Really fantastic game in that lobby. And yeah, a tank that it absolutely needed the buffs, and thankfully it's made it far more competitive and a hell of a lot of fun to play. The gun handling is far better, the DPM is really nicer, and the penetration means you can actually compete, which is great. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!